Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Leonhardt, is there any policy against turning over DEA weapons or communication devices to foreign agents or any non-DEA or non-U.S. official?
If I hear you right, you're asking about prohibition on turning over a device?
Not having immediate supervision of the weapons and devices that belong to an agent.
Well, number one, securing your weapon, that's required.
No, I'm not asking you about that. I'm asking you, is there any policy at the DEA that would result in any kind of reprimand or punishment for not having immediate supervision of your weapons and communication devices? That's a yes or no.
It could fall under, depending on the circumstances.
It's a yes or no. You either have
Yeah.
a penalty for not securing your weapon and your communications devices, because there are things on those communication devices that could be used against other agents, against this country.
It could fall under poor judgment. There's a number of areas, there's policies on
poor judgment has already been
securing information.
It's already been pointed out. Poor judgment's not one of those official criteria. And what happened here, you talked about these corrupt police officers. Is it true that the same officers who helped facilitate these parties may have helped pay for the prostitutes, supervised, had control of the agent's weapons and communication devices, possibly the security, their badges, and is that also the case?
Part of the report is that while some of the agents were involved in that activity,
no, it's a yes. It's a yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. As egregious as the activity that the agents were involved in, which is in many respects a crime against humanity because of the ages of these girls, could you not find a reason to reprimand or fire agents for turning over their weapons and their communications devices to foreign nationals? I mean, for crying out loud, China is investing in South America and Latin America. They're going to spend another $250 billion over the next 10 years down there. Did it not occur to anyone that this might also be a national security breach or a problem along that line?
Someone doing a security adjudication could look at that and find that those are reasons why a security clearance should be suspended and revoked.
Were they for any of these people?
For the Bogota case, their clearances were never looked at.
Okay. Let me ask you this, and Mr. Chairman, you brought this up. Who is your immediate supervisor? Who do you report to? Who has the authority to hold you accountable for the oversight of the DEA?
The Deputy Attorney General.
Okay. Have you discussed this with the Deputy Attorney General and how to proceed with this?
I briefed the Deputy Attorney General on these cases recently.
Did he make any recommendations about how to proceed?
Yes. The security clearances are currently being reviewed by the Department
I want to ask you something more specific. Did the Deputy Attorney General express any reservations about how the DEA has handled this, and in the discussions, was there any discussion about how to respond to the request from the Inspector General's office of the Inspector General?
I've had multiple conversations with the DAG's office on turning over documents to the OIG, and they've given us good guidance on that.
So they gave you good guidance, so that means they approved of not turning over the documents that the Inspector General requested?
No, actually, we didn't know. We were worried about the victims' names and how to handle that.
Mr. Horowitz, you have said that there have been numerous instances where the FBI has failed to submit sufficient material to the office. You've mentioned it about the DEA. When you were here in January, you spoke of agencies, particularly the FBI and others, delaying production of material. I asked you then, did this rise to obstruction? You said it had a significant impact on reviews, but failed to go as far as calling it obstruction. I want to ask you that again. Are you willing to call it obstruction now?
What occurred back in 2013 when we were given redacted documents impeded and obstructed our ability to move forward with this investigation in a timely manner. And it took months, and it required me to elevate it to the leadership of both agencies, and it was when I elevated it that we got the reaction. But I didn't have to do that with ATF and the Marshal Service.
Right.
And I shouldn't have to do that. And I'm still having to do that in multiple instances.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but it appears to me that you've been obstructed.
Yep. Okay. I think in this instance we were obstructed.
Ms. Lynn, is there still information that you'd like to get from the DEA?
I think at this point we made a decision to simply move forward, issue the report, even though we had concerns about both the FBI and DEA's productions, because this was so important to put forward. And frankly, at this point, we've got other reports to do and get to that we still have the same issues on. Just different content.
Is there additional information you'd like to have, though?
On this issue, no.
Okay.
On others, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.